Good morning, friends. It's mushroom day for me here today. I'm cooking up lion's mane mushroom, thin sliced. Those are really beautiful wild mushrooms with some really good properties that I've read about with lion's mane. And oyster mushrooms right here. Sometimes if the stalks or the stems are thick on the oyster mushrooms, I'll do this with one hand here. I just kind of split those, and then I can put those flatter in the pan like that, and a little bit of oil. I've also got some chopped garlic in there, as well as some sliced ginger, and just a little bit of oil. You can use olive oil. The only oil I have on hand this morning is actually avocado oil. So what I like to do is just get all those mushrooms with garlic and ginger situated in the pan on low heat. Pretty much always cook low on electric heat, particularly electric, as it can get out of hand very quickly. And it may not hurt to put a little cover on there. Just kind of let some steam escape, but just let all that goodness and moisture stay in the pan and not get too dried out. Come back in a few. We're going to flip those over. Alright, these have been on here for about 3 minutes now. They get a delightful golden brown color. And what I like to do, friends, and this is something that my grandmother told me a long time ago, probably stemming from Depression days, is that this heat, particularly cast iron, will retain its heat. So I like to turn that off and let those do the last browning up, just with that heat off. That way you ensure you're not going to dry out your mushrooms. You want to keep these things nice and tender. You can see that delightful brown color. I'm just going to sprinkle some low sodium soy sauce right here in the pan. Just a few drops. Want to go low sodium, at least I do. Oh yeah. You want to get the real soy sauce, friends, brewed from soybeans in the traditional Japanese style. Do not skimp on that. Let's plate those up. Look at that. Let's bring these over in a more natural lighting environment. Naturally lit environment over here. My table. Sit down and relax here. And have some mushrooms with you, the YouTube community. Lion's mane and oyster mushrooms. Look at that. With sauteed ginger. You can see that right there. And the garlic right there. And let's go in for a piece of that lion's mane. And try to grab that chunk of ginger or garlic right there. That should be pretty good. Man, as somebody who never liked mushrooms, these are just another level. They're a different level. I realize some people don't like to watch people eating on YouTube, and that would be a good time to change the channel. Nobody's forcing you to watch a video, right? Look at that. If you don't like mushrooms, friends, I highly recommend you try out some of these more designer mushrooms. Where I live in my local co-op, these are locally organically grown, and they run about 14 bucks a pound. So all these mushrooms here probably are on the order that you saw me cook up here today, are on the order of about 4 bucks. This is a lot of mushrooms though. I've always been a big fan of garlic, but recently I'm really getting into ginger. And the combination of the garlic, ginger, and soy, real brewed soy sauce. What can I say? These are outstanding. I could even see adding some sesame in here for some additional omega oils and kind of a little bit of seed crunch in there. Might try that sometime. Also, green scallion. I could see going really well in a dish like this. Wow. You can see this is an oyster mushroom right there. And this one down here is a lion's mane. Wow, this is a tender batch. I went in the co-op, as I mentioned, where I got these. And the ones that were out in the bins were pretty tired looking. They were floppy. You know how produce gets wilty? Well, mushrooms get like that too. And as expensive as they are, 14 bucks a pound. I asked the co-op worker, have you got any fresh ones? And have you got any fresh oysters and fresh lion's mane? And she said, I think we do. And she went out back and brought out a cardboard box full of the fresh shipment that had just come in. And I just selected them right out of the box. And that's what these are. I'm telling you guys, it makes a world of difference if you get them fresh. I'll say this right now. They're firmer when they're fresh. You don't have that musty kind of basement taste, odor that you get when mushrooms get old. They're kind of unforgiving, really, mushrooms are, when they get older. They don't really keep well. So you want to get them fresh. Think fish. That would be the best comparison. You know, think fish. You want fresh fish. You want fresh mushrooms. Other things like beef are more forgiving. Try this recipe. Post your comments below if you do, please. Let me know how it goes. And if you do not like mushrooms, please give these a shot. And do some reading about how beneficial they are for our bodies. Mind-body connection. Very important. Gut health. Thanks for tuning in.